Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Before I start, let me introduce myself. My name is Najwa Mukaddas. I come from TBI A class from the 4th semester. Well, for today, I would like to deliver about mind map that I have made. This is my mind map. This is the mind map that I have made. So, let's start. Well, I would like to explain about education of psychological theory. Well, everyone, do you know how many education of psychological theory that we would like to learn? We have 6. The first one is psychoanalysis. The second one is behaviorism. The third one is cognitivism. The fourth one is ecological. The fifth is humanism. And last, Islamic education. Actually, this is the heading for education of psychological theory because we are in EI and Madura, so we should add Islamic education because our background college is Islamic. So let's start to the first branch. It is psychoanalysis. Well, do you have ever heard about psychoanalysis? Well, psychoanalysis is a type of therapy that aims to release pent-up or repressed emotions and memories or to lead the client to catharsis or healing. Well, in psychoanalysis, we have Sigmund Freud that he has the model of mind. This is it. Here it is. In the Freud's model of the mind, there has three branches. The first one is it. The it operates at an unconscious level and focuses solely on instinctual drives and desires, whereas the ego acts as both a conduit for and a check on the it, working to meet its needs in a socially appropriate way. And last, for superego, the superego is the portion of the mind in which morality and higher principles reside, encouraging us to act in socially and morally acceptable ways. By these 3 branches, it divided by 3. The first one conscious, the second one preconscious, and the last one unconscious. Conscious, this is where our current thoughts, feelings, and focus lie. The second one, preconscious, sometimes called the subconscious. This is the home of everything we can recall or retrieve from our memory. And the third one, or the last one, unconscious, at the deepest level of our minds resides a repository of the process that drive our behavior, including primitive and instinctual desires. So, in conclusion, the aim of education is the development of the whole personality. So, psychoanalysis is the aim of personality. Well, the next one, or the second one, is behaviorism. Behaviorism is a theory of learning which states all behaviors are learned through interaction with the environment through a process called conditioning. Well, in behaviorism, we would like to always talking about the two subjects. It is stimulation and response. Let's take a look to this picture. Well, this picture is talking about Ivan Pavlov research. This picture, in the first picture, before conditioning, there's a food that as a response for the dog. It's called unconditioned stimulus, whether the dog called unconditioned response. Beside in the first picture, it is before conditioning. There has a bell that ring in front of the dog. The ring is called natural stimulus, whether the dog no conditioned response. The differences between these two pictures is on the dog. Why? The dog, when the food become the stimulation of the dog, of course the dog would like to get out his salivation. Whereas beside this picture, the dog didn't come out his tongue or his salivation because it's only a bell, not a food. And after that, let's jump to the second picture. In the second picture, that's during conditioning, the foot and bell coming together so that the response from the dog is he make out of his tongue so that he has a salivation. And after conditioning, we put the food, we just have a bell, we just ring the bell for the dog. Of course the dog would have a response as like in the during conditioning. So this is the research of Ivan Pavlov that called by behaviorism. Well, we know that the aim of behaviorism is in behavior of the student. In behaviorism, we also have a system of reward and punishment. So, in their classroom, by rewarding desired behavior and punishing inappropriate ones. That's behaviorism. Well, let's jump to the next. It is cognitivism by Jean Piaget. Jean Piaget has a stage development. Let's take a look to this picture. Well, this is Piaget's stage of development. In the first life, we have sensory motor. This is from the birth till 2 years. Understands world through senses and actions. And the next one is pre-operational. This is from 2 till 7 years. The child understands world through language and mental images. And the next one, concrete operational. It is from 7 till 12 years. The child understands world through logical thinking and categories. So they make category from the color, from the shape, and many others. And the next one, formal operational. This is from 12 years old and up till up. Understands world through hypothetical thinking and scientific reasoning. So it is Piaget's stage development. Well, the next one is ecological. Do you know what is ecological? Ecological is learning is an internal process, but instead involves mutually constitutive relationship between individuals and their social, intellectual, digital material, and environments. So, ecological is really special for environment. Let's take a look to this picture by Uri Bronfenbrenner. Well, the next one is humanism. The humanistic theory approach injects social skills, feelings, intellect, artistic skills, practical skills, and more as part of their education. So, in humanism, we teach how to behavior or how to make respect between us to the other person. This is humanism. Well, let's take a look to Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs. This is the pyramid stage from Abraham Maslow's. In the basic needs, we have psychological needs. It is food, water, warmth, rest. This is the most we need, the most important. And the next one from basic needs, it is safety needs, security, safety. Even teaching learning process, it could be also bullying. And the next one in psychological needs, we have belongingness and love needs. Of course, intimate relationship and friends. And the second one in the psychological needs, we have esteem needs, prestige and feeling of accomplishment. Yes, the students need this one also. And the last one, self-fulfillment needs. It is self-actualization, achieving one's full potential, including creative activities. Well, for the last one, we would like to have Islamic education. Islamic education is twofold. Acquiring intellectual knowledge and developing spiritual knowledge. So the differences between Islamic education with the other education. In Islamic education, we had spiritual knowledge. Whether in the other education, they just have intellectual knowledge. This is the differences between them. Well, let's take a look to this picture again. The aims of Islamic education. And the first one, to learn how to read, write, and recite. Of course, recite a book and Holy Quran. The second one, seeking knowledge. Of course. And the next one, Muslims should support themselves, family, among others. And of course, your environment too. The next one, learn the difference between right and wrong. The next one, obey Allah's instructions, of course. The next one, how to interact with other people. This is the neatest one. The next one, how to live a balanced life in this world, because we also live in this world. And last, how to prepare for the afterlife, because we also live in the afterlife. Well, maybe that's all the explanation of educational psychological theory. I'm so sorry if I have any mistake in my spoken or even in my explanation. Thank you so much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you.